Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week. Oh, no, this is for April 2025. You have this card that says, show the world the real you. You also have this card that says, look at the big picture. We are kind of like in a big picture time in the sense that I think it would be very beneficial for people to zoom out of their life and kind of like look at the map of their life, or, kind of like look at the direction that you're moving in your life. I always say it's like if you're on the road in New York City and you're trying to get to Los Angeles, it's like if you're on the street, you can't really see how to get there. But if you look at a map, then it's easier to see how you're going to get to Los Angeles from New York, right? So I kind of get that. That's, I think the big picture card is saying, like, can you zoom out of your life? And, maybe you need to write it down on a sheet of paper and, like, say, I want to go in this direction. These are the things that I want in my life, or the experiences I want to have. And then when you do that, it makes it a lot easier to see what actions you have to take to get there. And, maybe the seeing part of things is what needs to happen with this reading. You have the Seven of Swords, the Empress, and the Hangman. The Seven of Swords kind of makes sense here. A lot of people read Seven of Swords as lying, cheating, stealing, which it absolutely could be. I would, at the end of these retrogrades here, if you're watching this in March, especially, or the beginning of April, I would be very careful of any past liar, cheater, stealers. But really, the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. He is stealing these swords from this army that's in the background of the card. So he's going to war, but in a different way. And, the whole map thing could be very beneficial. It's like maybe you think it's going to take you 48 hours to drive to Los Angeles. It takes longer than that, trust me. But what I would say is maybe you think it takes a certain amount of time. But maybe there's a better route. Maybe there's a better way to go there, and you will find that out by zooming out. And the Seven of Swords is finding the best route to get there, and that's what I think the Seven of Swords is talking about. You have the Empress. The Empress is really good. I do kind of get like a little bit of glow up vibes here. Like if you're trying to get attention, or if you're trying to stand out in some area of your life, then I feel there could be a lot of positive attention coming in for you. We also do see a decent amount of abundance here. You have this card and the Nine of Pentacles so far. Right next to the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Judgment card. And then in the area of the good stuff, you have the Tower. So I wouldn't really worry about the Tower in the good stuff, but the thing is that Judgment and the Tower, they're touching, and Judgment and Tower to me is the most powerful combination in the tarot. To me, it can represent like having a major revelation, or a big light bulb moment, or a sudden understanding about something. Kind of makes sense because we're ending the retrogrades this month of April. I think April 12th is the last day of everything. And so, again, whenever we get to the end and after, it's like that's when everything adds up. And we've been dealing with retrograde since November. We have not had a break since November from retrograde energy. So, there could be things from November and even earlier than that you were thinking about doing in your life, or, maybe something came up during that time and you could be having like a big revelation about like what to do about it right now. And it could lead to a lot of abundance with the Empress. It could lead to something else that you want as well. But I definitely feel that this reading in particular is kind of making that connection. And I've done about 3 of these readings so far for April, and you're the first person to get a message like that, so kind of interesting. You have the Hangman. Of course, again, at the end of retrogrades, it makes sense that we would be gaining a new perspective. I mean, the Hangman kind of is a retrograde card when you think about it. He has put himself on pause. He has sacrificed the movement of his arms and his legs, and he's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, so that he can gain enlightenment. That's what Mercury retrograde is specifically, is like we are on pause, right? Things slow down so that we can gain knowledge. And, I think that the Hangman is just saying that you have learned what you needed to learn. Now your head is glowing, and now you are ready to answer the call. We go up to the Judgment card. Judgment is about answering the call of your higher self. This angel is your higher self angel. So I feel a lot of you are kind of coming out of the fog, or coming out of the haze, coming out of some confusion, and you're ready to just take your next steps, right? With the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Amazing. We see a lot of abundance already in this reading, so, could be a very abundant time for you. Ten of Pentacles is about building and leaving a legacy. I have the word luck popping into my head as well. I think we create our own luck, but you could be feeling very lucky this month, or you could be feeling like things are better falling into place. Some people say that those pentacles are raining down on this family. So, the whole pentacles raining down thing, it's like it could just be that things are falling into place for you and you're able to start building your Ten of Pentacles. Again, I always say Ten of Pentacles is something we do forever. It's building and leaving a legacy. So we will work on this for the rest of our lives, and you could be. With the Empress, you have the Four Wands. Definitely could be love as well. It is a good time. I said at the beginning of the year, I think that, around May, April, whatever, it's a good time for love for water signs. And you have the Empress, the Four Wands, the Two of Cups. This could be a person who finds you attractive here, Cancer. Four Wands doesn't say you have to marry this person either. It could just be a commitment, or that you're making a commitment to a person if you want love. The other thing is that you could just be committing to yourself. I mean, the Empress is all about self-care, all about focusing on your own abundance, creating your own abundance, and I think that would be great for you as well here, Cancer. So, making a commitment to yourself is good. With the Hangman, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's time to move forward. It's time to walk away. At the end of March, on the 29th, we're going to have another eclipse. The Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it right here. And so a lot of you, it's like you're finally closing out the retrograde cycles. You're finally getting what you need from them and moving on, moving forward. And of course, that is a good thing. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this training card. It says you still have some new skills to acquire before you can really advance to the next stage of your career. You have this denial card. It says, are you refusing to face the reality about some aspect of your financial life? I'm not too worried about this because you have the Nine of Pentacles, which kind of answers both of these cards, by the way. So the Nine of Pentacles, that card says you still have some skills to learn. The Nine of Pentacles, she has these grapes right behind her, and grapes in the tarot represent something that's very difficult to grow, but she can do it well. So it literally says she has a skill that is difficult for most people, but she is successful with it. So I think that a lot of you might have a skill that you are very good at, and you could be developing this skill more, and that could be helping you be very successful moving forward. So again, I feel pretty good about this for you here, Cancer. I think that a lot of you could be focusing on a skill. She has this falcon right here, and the falcon on her hand represents the fact that she is training her focus. She is doing things to get focused and to stay focused. And so again, I think if you're trying to develop a skill that could bring in more abundance or make you more money, this would be a very good card for working on that and making sure that you are doing that type of work, right? And so that's pretty much what I would do with the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is also a great card for focusing on your environment. And with the Empress, I would definitely double down on that energy. The Nine of Pentacles has this snail, and the snail wears its home on its back. So we have to create an environment of success. I always say, like, if your house is a mess, you're probably going to have a hard time being successful because it's like a distraction, right? And so that's just one example. There are a million things we can do to improve our environment. I moved my office, just a month ago or so, right? I was shooting against this plain, boring wall, and now I'm shooting this direction here, which is much better. So, I feel better doing readings this direction for whatever reason. So, again, sometimes just a little change in the environment can make all the difference in the world. You have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups is usually a person who's different than your usual type. The only love readings I've ever done on this channel was in 2022, somewhere around there. And in those love readings, every single person had the Two of Cups. And I remember, because it was so weird that everybody got it. And the Two of Cups is like different than your usual type. So I just think we're in a time, and we probably have been in a time for a long time, where we could be just attracting a different type of person, or like a type of person we wouldn't normally go for, but usually that's a good thing. The other thing about the Two of Cups is that it's communication, and usually the Two of Cups we start with communication. With all the retrograde energy still, and we'll be in the shadow until like May of all the retrograde energy, Mercury and Venus. I would just, I would take your time anyway. I wouldn't like rush into anything anyway. You have the Strength card. Strength is patience, but Strength is a display of strength. I believe it's water signs' duty to show their strength moving forward. This will be a long-term theme for water signs, where it's like you've learned a lot, and now it's time to like show the world what you're made of. This comes up for all the water signs, like off and on. I think water signs have basically been through what the world is about to go through. And, it's the job of the water signs to make it easier for other people, if that makes sense. So anything you can do to inspire other people is going to help you. That's kind of like the spiritual work that water signs could be doing right now, is just living. Live your best life, right? 10 of Pentacles, live your best life. And, start working towards your best life. And doing that will inspire others, which is going to be a good thing. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I say this to you every single reading now, that things are not going to go the way you think. This should not scare you, by the way. It's just how life works. She's sitting there. She's thinking this or that, but really she has this new island behind her. So whatever she is thinking about having or doing or being in her life, it's like that's probably, whatever she thinks is going to happen is probably not what's going to happen. If you're driving from New York to Los Angeles, you're going to see some crazy stuff. It's a long journey, right? I've driven cross country, I can't even tell you how many times. So a bunch of times. And from Connecticut to Seattle, multiple times alone. And the first time my brother and I moved to Seattle, we saw a truck engulfed in flames, right? Crazy, one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So again, on your journey, you're going to see crazy stuff that takes you in a different direction. That's what the Two of Swords is saying in your reading. It's like things are not always going to go according to plan, and that's fine. With the Two of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. Yes, I think I said this to you in your last reading that I just did for you. I really feel if you want love, and again, I'm not saying you have to have love, right? But if you want it, the Three of Swords is saying you have to heal your heart from something from the past, right here, and from the past, right here, with the Ten of Swords. Maybe some of you need to change your mind about love. And again, I'm not telling you what to do at all. I don't think tarot should tell you what to do, but I'm just saying, right? Three of Swords says you need to forgive the past. Those three swords are in your heart, and you have to remove those swords from your heart. So if you do want love, I feel that you need to realize that not all relationships go the same way. And the Three of Swords is about forgiving the past so that you can attract something new. With the Strength card, you have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it's time for expansion. Three of Wands is just a card of expansion. And, I think it's time for you to take up space. Maybe that would be a good thing for you, Cancer. Like, maybe you're afraid of taking up space or being noticed, right? And, I think a lot of water signs are bad at taking up space, And, water signs are sometimes people pleasers, right? And so the Three of Wands, I feel, is saying you need to have the strength to, claim your place in the world. You have to have the strength to take up space, and that's it. I thought I was going to get something else there, but that's it. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Do Nothing card and this Go For It card. It drives me nuts. This is the second time that these two cards have come out together. They're contradicting themselves because they say do nothing and also go for it at the same time. But really, the way that I take this is that it's saying like, it's kind of like your opposite sign, Capricorn. Capricorn in Vedic astrology was traditionally the crocodile, right? Crocodiles are sit and wait predators. They wait underwater until food comes in front of them, and then they pounce on it, right? And that's kind of the energy I get here. It's like you're waiting for an opportunity, but the second the opportunity presents itself, take it. And that's what I feel these two cards are saying. And clearly there's an opportunity because you have the Judgment card and the Tower right here. This could be like a sudden opportunity, a sudden realization, a sudden idea that pops into your head. And again, it looks, I think those two cards are saying when the opportunity presents itself, don't hesitate, jump on it. The Judgment card, these people are standing in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And, they have to jump into their new life and, get out in a way from their old life. And so your higher self is like calling you to something. And I feel like it's saying like, don't hesitate on this opportunity, especially with the Tower. The Judgment with the Tower would say that it's going to kind of pull you into a new world, or it's going to pull you into a new reality if you accept a new opportunity. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups says that you need to let go of something that was a disappointment. He is disappointed that he no longer enjoys his taste for wine. He has this wine that's spilt over in front of him, and he is sad because he used to enjoy drinking wine, but now he doesn't. And even if someone offered him some wine, even though he's sad, he wouldn't take it, right? And so the whole point of the Five of Cups is it says you could be grieving the loss of something that you don't even want anymore, and healing that, turning around and being grateful for what you have will lead to the bridge and the castle over here. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about kind of like being grateful for what you have I always say the fives have very easy solutions in the tarot, and that's what I would pay attention to with that card. You have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with. We already talked about it. He is making this symbol right here with his hand, and it's the same symbol the Hierophant is making. It represents a blessing. So you could be realizing how like a new beginning is leading to a blessing in disguise, especially with that Judgment card as well. Those people are, again, rising up out of those coffins, and they could be excited for a new beginning. So I feel there is like an exciting new beginning, and we even have the Fool right next to it. The Fool says you're about to take a leap of faith towards something new and exciting. And that's exactly what I would do with these cards. But let's see, Cancer. I just need to shuffle this real quick, and we will see what we get. All right. With the Judgment card, what do you know? You have the Tower, right? So whenever this happens, it's just confirmation from the universe. I don't need to tell you, Cancer, because you always get repeating cards. But, definitely a major revelation. There's going to be like a sudden moment. I'm not even trying to be clickbaity here. I feel they're just like, it looks to me like the month of April, there's going to be an opportunity that's presented to you, and I feel like you might not have a lot of time to think about it. It kind of like reminds me of like random work opportunities. Like maybe your boss comes to you and is like, we need you to move to Los Angeles since we're talking about Los Angeles today, and we need you to open our new branch or something like that. And you might not have a lot of time to think about it. And I think it would be worth it for you to do it, whatever this opportunity is. It could be any type of opportunity that comes in, but I think there's a little bit of I definitely wouldn't rush your decision, but I do feel there's like a sense of urgency. But, the Fool is kind of like jumping out of an airplane. It's like at first you're crapping your pants, right? But like when you do it, it's fun. And that's how I feel. With the Five of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. This is probably something you've wished for, Cancer. And, that's the other thing as well. I think jumping out of an airplane is like a good analogy for this reading because, sometimes I think we wish for something, then when we get it, we panic, right? And I kind of get that feeling here where it's like you have been wishing for an opportunity, or you have been wishing for, love with the Two of Cups or whatever it is that you're doing. And it's like now that it's in front of you, you could be a little bit scared, and that's okay. You just, take the leap, right? With the Ten of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. I think that you have to heal your fears of abandonment here. With the, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, Five of Pentacles, you could be worried that a person will abandon you or will hurt you, but that's like the risk we all have to take. I always say that if you're getting hurt in relationships to the point where you completely avoid relationships, then that means that you're just giving too much in relationships, plain and simple. I don't think that we should, I think people are way too dramatic, number one, about their relationships and getting hurt and all that other stuff. Like I get it, but it happens to everyone. It's like not unique, right? And sorry if that's me coming off as a hard ass, but it's a fact of life. Like I see all these people crying on TikTok about their relationships. I'm like, yeah, but that's happened to a million other people. You're not special, right? And it's like big freaking deal. So, what are you going to do next time, right? Why are you focusing on that cheater or that person that hurt you or whatever? It's like there's much better in the future, so why even bother thinking about it? And, I kind of feel like that's what this is saying. It's like, why bother giving something mental energy when there is something probably much better coming in that you could focus on? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have a strategy card. It says, plan, scheme, and strategize your future and take the next right actions for your life. We talked about the map at the beginning of the reading. You need a map for where you're going. Again, I would bust out a piece of paper. I think I said this to you recently as well. I would write down every single thing that would make your life perfect. What does that look like? And no, life is never perfect. But then I would start thinking, like, how can I get close to these things, right? You have this Scorpio card. It says the underworld. It says awaken your inner witch to maximize your potential and connect to universal energies. It is an amazing time for manifestation. We have all this great energy in Pisces for water signs, so anything you can do to manifest, to practice manifestation, all that is going to be good for you, Cancer. You have the Fool, the Tower, and the Hermit. Again, there could be a surprising leap of faith that you're taking or a sudden leap that you're going to take this month. I feel it'll be very good for you, just in general. I mean, it looks good. It's probably something you've wished for anyway. And, the Fool reminds us that we should have confidence, right? The Fool, he has these tattered sleeves on his arms here. And it kind of can represent the fact that he has been on this journey before. In the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool to the World, and then we just start all over again as the Fool, right? We just are always going through this cycle. And so the Fool can say, you've been down this road before, and, whatever you're doing. So it's like, the things to avoid. You know what to look out for. You are protected, and you have all the knowledge and wisdom you need to be successful, so take the leap. You have the Tower. Again, the Tower and the good stuff could say two things. It could say that, number one, you have had a Tower moment and now you're rebuilding. Tower always gets reduced down to its foundation, and then we always rebuild it stronger. So, you could be doing that. The other thing that this is kind of saying to me is more light bulb moment. We have this lightning bolt that's striking the top of the tower, but this could be like a light bulb moment that you're having this month. And I would, again, pay attention to any sudden opportunities that enter into your life. It could be, very much worth it. And this could be any type of opportunity. It could be work, love, business, career. Could be about your health. Could be anything. But anything that kind of just pops into your head randomly. Really, it could be an intuitive idea. It could be something that especially with the Judgment card. Judgment is your higher self communicating with you and calling you out of your coffin. So it could be like an idea that you have downloaded, and it could be very good. You have the Hermit in the good stuff. The Hermit could say that you've overcome something challenging. He's been through a dark night of the soul. He's climbed to the top of this mountain, and now he's shining his inner light. And so I feel a lot of you have kind of maybe gone through a difficult period of time, maybe since November. It seems to be important for you to kind of, maybe think about or try to remember what you were thinking about in November. I feel doing that could be very helpful for you. But, again, I think you are kind of through the worst of it with the Hermit. With the Fool, you have the Eight of Wands. Yes, quick success, but again, quick movement, right? Like the Eight of Wands is something that we have to do quickly. It is a card of quick movement, something happening quick, fast in your life. So there is some, definitely something about that in this reading, about you needing to make a choice quickly or whatever. Eight of Wands is about, being in alignment with what you want as well. And I think I've said this to you a bunch of times recently as well, that, it just seems that for you, Cancer, that the more in alignment you are, the better. The more you can be pointing in the right direction with your energy, the better. And that's what I would focus on there. With the Tower, you cannot make this up. Look at that. you have both right here. So that is crazy, Cancer. This right here could only happen to a Cancer. So there you go. I don't even need to talk about it. We've already talked about it. So, some sort of major revelation or major wake-up call. And look at this, crazy. With the Hermit, you start with the Seven of Swords. You start and end with the Seven of Swords. So being tactical, coming up with a good plan, a good plan of action, or a good plan for the actions you are going to take this month is going to be very important for you. Like I said, I think writing down everything you want out of life and getting very specific about it is going to be very helpful. You have this haystack card. It says karma, you will reap what you have sown. Yeah, I think there is a lot of karma just going on in general right now. Again, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, North Node in Pisces, very karmic. So, but this could be a good thing. You could be getting rewards for good things that you've done in the past. And, I think this is good for you. You have this younger man card. It says dealings or relationships with a younger man. You have this bull card. It says do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. You have the strength card, and I do feel you need to be strong at this time. I kind of feel like this is you, this younger man card, even if you're not a man. I think these people cards in this deck could just sometimes talk about the person that I'm reading for. You have the scissors card. It says disappointment in some affair. Yeah, I feel this is the heartbreak here. I feel like that heartbreak is like a past heartbreak that has happened to you and has maybe kind of like tainted your idea about relationships as well. And so, again, I think that Three of Swords is about needing to heal from your vision, like how you think about something. It doesn't even have to be love. It could just be something that broke your heart. You maybe had a failure. Maybe something didn't work out for you. I would take some time, forgiving that situation. I think that will help you heal from it faster. You have this camel card that says persevere and you will overcome your problems. Yeah, no giving up. We are getting close to the end, but I definitely, I've been saying this since like 2020, is that anything we want, it's probably not going to work out the first time, and we really have to just have that perseverance to keep going. And yeah, it's annoying, and yeah, I know people don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. We're really in a time where we kind of have to push, and the people that do it will be grateful that they did. You have this older man card. It says dealings or relationships with an older man. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. It's an amazing time for socializing, so I definitely encourage pretty much everyone to socialize. Right now, we could be getting a lot of benefits from people, like a lot of good ideas, insights, directions, sudden opportunities, whatever. So I would take advantage of your closest relationships. They could be really helpful for you, or they could guide you. You could be attracting someone who's older than you as well with that Two of Cups. So if you're looking for love, could be an age difference. But this looks really good, Cancer. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.